Hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Food Review. Hello ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good night I guess you can say too, since it's dark. Since it's dark, that means it's night now. Here we are, Panda Express. I kind of foreshadowed this event in the comments a couple videos ago. I said, yeah, I'm probably going to try out Panda Express in a future video. And I didn't lie, here I am and I'm at the Panda Express. And they don't serve panda meat there. They don't. I know the name is a disappointing lie, but instead they actually serve some pretty tasty Americanized Chinese cuisine, believe it or not. And I've been there before. I don't go here all the time. You know, the last time I was here actually was when I did that review a couple months back for the General Tso chicken. That's the last time I was actually here. But I found out that they released a new item, or I shouldn't say they released it, they brought it back, limited time deal, for the new year. It's their Firecracker Chicken, and they like to call it chicken with a bang, you know. The Firecracker Chicken, essentially, I'm reading here, it says it's their chicken breast, featuring red and yellow bell peppers, onions, tossed around in a hot wok, and then coated with a black bean sauce, and that's what it tastes like. Or I shouldn't say that's what it tastes like. That's what it is. It could taste completely different. I got it in the smallest portion, and this is what it actually looks like right here. You can kind of see it right there. There's a hopefully good, adequate view of it close to the camera. That's what it looks like. It's sitting there in a little bowl, and there you go. You can see right there the pieces of chicken, just like how it is portrayed on the picture. You can see the little red dots from some of the seasoning that's on the chicken. I wasn't particularly fond of that aesthetic. I don't know, I didn't like how uniform they looked on their website, but this looks more natural. That's fine. Little peppers there, some little beans there, and some of the onions mixed throughout right there. Alright, so what am I going to do? I'm going to eat it, and I'll let you know what it tastes like. The Firecracker Chicken from Panda Express going in. Mm. Come on, you pepper. Let's go. Let's do this. Come on. Being bad. Let's try some of this sauce here. I'm going to take a few more bites, then I'll get down to what it tastes like, really. The side that I got with it, ooh, that's a blast of spice right there. Yeah, talk about firecrackers, alright. It's like a firecracker going off in my mouth. Alright, last bite here. Alright, well, what does it taste like? Well, first things first, what disappointed me mildly was the fact that I've almost eaten everything that's in here already. Everything from this line down is just rice. That's it. They kind of ripped me off, you know, by filling it up about 85% with just the rice, which is dirt cheap, and putting the expensive stuff on the very top in a tiny portion. Saves money, but hey, they want to make money. They're a business. That's understandable. Alright, other than that, what does it all taste like? Well, I have to admit, I thought it was going to be a little bit less spicy than what it was. When you first bite into this, you know, you'll try the chicken, you'll try some of these little bell peppers, even some of that black bean sauce, and you'll try some of the onions too, and you'll have very little mild spiciness in the back of your throat. And then you bite into one of these peppers. Now, surprisingly enough, their website has no mention of them. It's like they never even existed. Maybe it's like some sick, cruel joke that these are supposed to be the firecrackers, you know, in there. There's no mention, and I really, really, really doubt that these are the bell peppers that they talked about. I highly doubt that. But they have these elongated red peppers in there, and I'm not going to throw out a name because I might be wrong and I don't want to confuse anyone. You'll see them when you get it. That's where the main spice is, in these peppers. It's a little bit of a hard casing on the outside of these peppers, but once you breach that shell, you know, once you eat it, that spice is going to explode in your mouth like a firecracker. And that's when you really notice this real profound spiciness. But it is only in certain installments, and when you eat this certain pepper. The dish itself isn't going to be this spicy automatically. Keep that in mind. Now, as for everything else, the chicken itself is done pretty well. Panda Express, they do a good job with their chicken. It is really tender. It's cooked rather nicely. Very fresh, soft, very easy to eat. And there's nothing wrong with the chicken. I wish the portion was a little bit bigger, to be honest, but the chicken itself is fine. The one thing that did confuse me a little bit else is the fact how they talk about how it's in this hot wok, you know, how it's cooked in this hot wok. And usually when an item, specifically even the chicken, is cooked in the wok, oftentimes you'll notice a little bit of like a browning around the edges of the chicken. You know, it has a little bit of more of a texture on the outer edges and the skin of the chicken, and you notice that more from when it's cooked in that wok. But this time I couldn't taste any difference in that regard. You know, I couldn't taste that. That's not going to discount that they didn't cook it in the wok. It's just it wasn't that evident and obvious. Otherwise, the little vegetables that were in there, you know, the peppers and the onions, they blend together pretty nicely. And they are fresh. They're very flavorful. But really the most profound thing that you will notice, of course, is this pepper where all of the spice lie within, you know. And there's also the little bean sauce that they call it. I think the black bean sauce, is that what it was? Yeah, the black bean sauce. You can kind of taste a little bit of that on everything else, but it tastes, again, more like a soy-based sauce than anything incredibly specific and special like that. Price for this was $6. $6 for the small, with barely any. And I'd call them overpriced, but this is just standard, so standard price. And I'd say it's fairly average. It has some good things about it. Also has a few things that can be worked on. Maybe a little bit slightly above average. So that being said, all things considered, quality, price, experience, etc., what am I going to be rating the Firecracker Chicken Breast from Panda Express out of 10? Out of 10, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to give this a 7.9 out of 10. 7.9 out of 10. Could use a little bit work, but it most certainly could be quite a bit worse. Well, that's all that I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, the Report of the Week. Today we delved into the depths of Panda Express and tried their Firecracker Chicken. That's all I got for you, folks. Thank you for watching, and take care.